Alright, you ready, Jacob?
Yep, we're on.
Alright. Welcome to the Brookfield Select Board meeting for Wednesday, April 8th, 2026 at 7:23. We're at the Brookfield police station. Please stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, this meeting is being videotaped and live streamed. Number 1, open and close 6/4/2026 annual town meeting warrant. Discuss planning board and chairlift articles.
Okay. Through you, Madam Chair?
Yes.
There were a couple of other articles, or one other article that I meant to reach out about today. I don't know if you want to cover it today or if you want to just put the item on the next meeting as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's just a bylaw article for HR to add a mechanic as an option down at Highway. It doesn't mean that we're budgeting the position. It means that we have a job description and the position in the bylaws so that we can make a determination about what positions to fill.
So similar to the other article I have that has the, I have one in there to update the personnel bylaw, to add the executive assistant and finance director. Do you want me to just add mechanic in there as well?
Would you?
Do you know what grade that would be considered? Do you want me to?
It'd be the same grade as foreman.
Okay.
Because typically the pay runs closer to a highway foreman than it does to a highway operator.
All right, so I'm just gonna amend the personnel one that I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you for that.
The planning board is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the planning one is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's just the moratorium until we get a real bylaw for one, and then the other is the definitions.
Yep.
Right? So I make a motion that we place the requested planning board articles, or I'm sorry, I'll make a motion that we open the annual town meeting warrant.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I'd like to move that we amend the HR bylaw article to include the mechanic for the highway at a grade equal to whatever we've got the foreman grade at.
Is that a motion?
That's
Second.
it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. All right, I'd like to so I guess what is it? We're just trying to hold the money that we already have?
For the stair lift?
Yeah.
No, so if you remember, I believe it was last end of fiscal year 25, we decided to close out that money to the general fund because at the time it had been moved from stair lift then to elevator, and then when we determined that we didn't even have remotely close to enough money for an elevator,
Right.
we put it back to the general fund, so we currently have no money set aside. So I think the thought was to do a placeholder at this point to set aside money to do a stair lift again.
Okay, I'll move that we put a placeholder article for funding a stair lift
Okay.
onto the warrant.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Do we need one for the planning board articles?
I did one for the
Oh,
planning
did you?
board.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
she did.
So we pretty much don't have a choice, so I move that we recognize the citizens' petitions as submitted,
9 of them in all.
9 of them in all.
Is that a motion? Second.
That's a motion, yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I also would like to put a placeholder article to supplement the fiscal year 26 budget. we are low on funds, and I don't think we're gonna have enough, existing money to transfer within accounts on May 1st.
I'm sorry.
We've never had to do this before.
Okay, so what, could you just repeat that?
So we have the two placeholders to cover snow and ice deficits. We need an article to supplement the fiscal year 26 budget. And then when it gets closer, I will have to list the accounts that need more money.
I thought we had a couple that still had some pretty solid reserves though. Last time I looked at the
We do not.
expenditure report.
We don't. We actually just ran out of technology money. We are using the entire reserve fund tomorrow. Highway is completely out of money.
I did want to talk to you actually about some of the highway money. And that was actually a conversation I was going to put on the next meeting, but is that, this falls under, what are we discussing this under?
We're on the warrant.
On the warrant? Okay, I do have some questions about that. Through you, Madam Chair?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. A significant amount of the seasonal operator budget was spent in basically the town contribution in the preparation for Gay Road. And I feel, and I wanted to talk to you about it, that funding could legitimately be pulled back out from the highway seasonal and be applied to road reconstruction or our COVID road money.
I had already moved a majority of the seasonal stuff. I moved all of Bruce Clark's hours and put that towards Chapter 90. Then they were supposed to get that reimbursed. Unfortunately, no one submitted for it yet. We can move other stuff to road reconstruction, but they're still, they still won't help. They still have no money. They have $900 left in their expense account that needs to last till June 30th. The technology budget is actually over.
But the expense account for highway, have we gone back through that to see if that can also go to either road reconstruction or the ARP money?
I have not, no.
Okay, would you be open to, if we brought a stack of this is what should have been allocated to those funds instead?
I will, only if it's legitimate.
No, I'm talking about only the stuff that applied to like the major construction that occurred at Gay Road, because that shouldn't have come out of highway expense. That should have come out of road reconstruction.
Yeah, but it would have to be actual road materials or road equipment. So it can't be like, little piddly supplies.
No, I'm
that's
talking
what
about,
he was trying to do before, and I was rejecting them.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about stuff like that. So,
either way, even if we move, a couple $1,000s, it's not going to solve the problem. We are dangerously out of money for this year, just because the budget was not. The bigger accounts, just the technology budget wasn't done correctly last year by the previous town administrator.
Right.
So we were about $30,000 shy in that account.
Okay.
And the buffer that I usually use, which is the health insurance account, we usually have about $60,000.
Right there. Yeah.
I didn't go to special town meeting to do the 20% increase. I have just enough money in there, and for some reason, we got hit with an increase in our general insurance, so we have no buffer in there either. So we've used every penny in general insurance, where I usually have a $10,000 buffer. So we have no money left.
Municipal heating.
I
I saw that being like outrageously low, or unless I was misreading something.
They are 2 months behind on their bills. Which is the Sprague that we use.
Oh,
So grid
they haven't billed us?
No, they're behind. They've been behind since December.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna squeeze as much as I can out of transfers. I just want to put a placeholder on there just in case we do.
I mean, I don't object to putting a placeholder there. I just feel like there's some places that legitimately people may not have leveraged the best account possible for how they coded stuff when they turned it in.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of direction being given by folks that aren't really
Right.
cognizant of what accounts go to what,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any, like,
No, I get that,
intentional.
but I don't have another 30 grand to pay for technology, so.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that. Don't get me wrong. I totally
Right.
understand that.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure we probably have overrun our legal or are getting close.
We're close, not
Right.
overrun yet. but-
Okay, so I get that, like, there's no buffers anywhere. I wasn't aware of the general insurance. I am spoiled. I am used to having a couple
We-
3,000
We
there.
usually keep a $10,000 buffer to pay our deductibles,
Yeah.
and for
Yeah.
some reason, they said you had an increase and here's your bill.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
right.
Okay, but yeah, I'll make a motion to put a placeholder for deficit spending.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Why are you not opening? Coverage sticks. Okay, and then, bell tower, I guess is next.
Yeah, well, you wanna make a to close the
Close it.
warrant, right? Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to close the warrant.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 2, bell tower discussion.
Okay, Yankee refreshed their bid at the same price. I need to reach out to Nomeyer because I sent them all the information to do a quote. I haven't found the third yet, but I'm working
Okay.
on it. I'm hoping, I had asked actually for it to be on next week's agenda because I'm hoping with the progress that's been made so far that by next week I'll
Okay.
have 3 quotes that will be compliant with chapter 30 in terms of their general range. I mean, so far the one that I have is just under $22,000.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
so as long as we can get 2 more quotes, and they were ready to start the work like almost instantly, so.
Alright, perfect. Okay, sounds good. Anything else? You wanna move on to 3?
Let's move on to 3.
Town administrator discussion, charter search committee, etc. Beth, you wanna take the lead?
I do want to take the lead. So I've already had people reach out to me saying, since we're talking publicly about restarting a search for a permanent town administrator,
Yes.
especially we're talking about adjusting the compensation as well, that they want more people at the table in terms of receiving the resumes, screening the resumes, following the process that we have historically for some of our professional positions. So,
Can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I agree, and we'll see how the charter goes and
Okay.
get a search committee and get it going.
okay, so my recommendation would be we post that we're looking for members.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try to draft a charter for next week?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I can do
Yeah.
that.
I think, yeah, we did it one way, we did it through the search committee, we did it, Lori and I, we're at an even stance, I think, no offense to Bob, we're at an even stance, he's not renewing, I think.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah, let's try it, I'm open to it, see what we get, see what kind of applicants we can get and go from there.
Go from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say I have received 1 resume
Okay,
since
great.
the job has been
Posted.
posted.
Posted,
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was actually a resume from an individual who had applied previously when we had the ad posted after we had appointed Bob,
Okay,
but the ad had not come down yet.
got it.
So the individual still would like to be considered
Okay,
and should be.
okay,
So
that's great.
I did have Karen reach out and just let them know that we were in the process of reestablishing a search committee, so they didn't think we were just
Blowing them off.
blowing them off.
Got it.
And they said, thank you, I'm still interested.
Curtis, yeah.
Yes.
We expressed some courtesy and they expressed some courtesy back.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always a good
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll move that we establish a town administrator search committee with a goal of finding a permanent town administrator and hopefully align their schedule on the typical fiscal year schedule.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 4, nothing, I'm skipping. And
So, I'll give you a motion that we move to executive session under both exemption 1 and exemption 3. The first to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health rather than the professional competence of an individual, or discuss the discipline or dismissal or complaints or charges against a public officer, employee, or staff member or individual. And under 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on bargaining or litigating position of the public body and the chair so declares.
I declare. Roll call vote, Campbell.
You need a second.
Oh, second,
On payments on Gay Road.
roll call vote, Campbell, aye.
Coughlin, aye.
Any payments been done?
To the vendor?